we created two brands, and we started with these two brands, and it was like a showcase on how this model will go. Thank you, James, for hosting me today. It's such a pleasure here with you. I'm Wael Khechen. I'm the co-founder and the CEO for Food2Go. Food2Go, it's a cloud kitchen concept, cloud kitchen company based in UAE. Or we started in UAE 2 years and like a couple of months ago. And currently now we are expanding into Riyadh for another couple of kitchens to open in Riyadh and by mid this year. So yeah, so that's a little bit as a background. Shall we start with how we started Food2Go and
yeah, we always love to hear that side.
Yeah. Myself, I founded the company with another 3 founders. So we are 4 founders basically. Each of us comes from a different background. Like, for example, we have partners, they come from media and advertising, partner comes from IT, and myself, I come from F&B. So I've been in F&B, and I've been doing F&B in Dubai for the last 14 years or so, worked with a lot of big names on international brands, etc. So as I mentioned, in 2019, actually, when me and the founders, we started talking about founding something in the F&B field. Ideas here, ideas there, cloud kitchen, our brands, all this, but then the cloud kitchen idea started to grow and to shine. Like, when we were thinking about it, we were very passionate about the idea, and we went so far on where this can go. Because when you start any company, it's like, okay, you might know in the next 1 year or 2 years what you want to do, but it's the most important what you want to do with this company, or where we want to take this company the next 10 years or 15 or 20 or so. And with the model itself, and with the flexibility of the model, and with the idea of this model, it was like every day a new idea was coming. What can we do with this company? We can do in multi cities. No, we can do in multi countries. No, we can do in multi continents. We can play this role of bringing the word F&B experience even closer together. Like, you have a brand in USA wants to come to the GCC, and you have your kitchens, let's say in the GCC 20, 30, whatever. The brand can be enrolled in a period of 6 weeks to 8 weeks, and it will be in multi countries, multi kitchens, multi cities at the very same time, which this was not available, or is not available for franchise. Before, usually expansion plan, they put it 3 years, 5 years, 10 years expansion plan. Here we're talking about weeks and months in terms of expansion plan across a certain kitchen network in the region. So, and as I mentioned, the ideas were shining and growing, and then we said, okay, this is doable, we can do this. Then we started putting all these fundamentals for the company, and all the angel funding, if I want to say, the angel funding as well. So we started this, the real preparation. It was like mid 2019, and then by December 2019, 15 of December 2019, we served the first order from our business bay kitchen. So you think about it now, after 2 years and a couple of months, you say, what's a journey? It's a learning experience for everybody. Also, for a person being in an F&B for 14 years or so, it was a learning experience as well, because doing cloud kitchen is something completely different from operating a burger shop or a fine dining shop here and there. So that's how we started it.
So it sounds like from day one you realized how big the opportunity was and what was possible. But it sounds like you also needed to really then focus in on one particular part of that to sort of get it going. So talk to me about that process. How did you narrow down where you wanted to start?
Sure. Look, we said, because at the idea it was very new for everybody, right? So we said from day one, we need to give trust for these operators or the other F&B operators to join us on, because our model, maybe I give you a background, a little bit background about Cloud Kitchen. You know, and under Cloud Kitchen you have two models of Cloud Kitchen. One model is the we call it the real estate model, or like deliver editions, the editions model, where you rent a space, you put your equipments, your stuff, you pay rent, you pay employees, and you do the operation. So still capex is there and opex is there. Our model is the franchise model, which is kitchen as a service, or the franchise, where brands, they come to us as if as a franchise, and we do the operation on their behalf. They enjoy royalties end of the month, so it's super easy for them to grow and multiply their footprint or their brand print across different cities and different regions and markets, etc. So we said, no, we wanted to give trust. How we can give trust to these people? First, employees, of course, the talent that we have, the systems that we have, and we started with two brands. So we created two brands, and we started with these two brands, and it was like a showcase on how this model will go, how this can happen operation wise, how can happen, how the order will be received, how the kitchen will prepare it, how the dispatcher will pack it, how the driver will collect. So all it was like a showcase, like a show model. And from that time we grew now to 20 plus brands under our umbrella, and it's growing up to 30 brands, I believe, for in the next 2 months or so. We have a lot of brands in the pipeline to launch under our kitchens. So yeah, so this is how we started with this 2 years, and to now in 6 months period we will have a network of 10 plus kitchens between Dubai or UAE and KSA, and between UAE and KSA, as mentioned, 30 plus. With the KSA brands it will be more than this, because now we are started onboarding brands for the KSA expansion. So it's something amazing, and now we have a brand signing with us for Dubai and KSA, where in a period of 6 weeks to 8 weeks, a brand, it will be existing in 2 cities, in 2 countries at the same time. Hala, to go back on how we narrowed our is about that vision to reach where we want to reach in a couple of years. So we said, in the F&B industry, it's all about quality. Being end of the day we are a cloud kitchen, yes, but what we do, we serve food, we deliver food, we serve food. So when it comes to food, it's about quality of food and quality of service, both equally. So that's where all our missions and statements and core values are based around, is the quality of food and the quality of service. And in our kitchens, we don't take any shortcuts in preparing food. We don't do hot holding, we don't do pre-cooking, we don't do all these things. We follow the original traditional way of cooking food. And thanks God, this helped us across the last 2 years, among other competition or so, where Food to Go kind of are known on the quality. We really care about the quality. So that was like from day one, it's quality, and then build up on this. You tell me we could have done 60, 70 brands under our umbrella, I would say yes, but this could affect the quality of the brands and the quality of the service. And even now we are a little bit of, we call it picky in choosing the brands they will join us as well. So that's why it's more about the quality rather than the quantity of brands. So that was our strategy.
That's clearly worked. You mentioned that you're launching a number of brands, but also expanding geographically as well. So I see that in addition to Riyadh, also opening up in Abu Dhabi as well. So for people that are less familiar, and bear in mind the bulk of our network is currently in the UK. So for those less familiar with the region, what are the real differences business-wise between, say, Dubai and Abu Dhabi?
Look, it's yes, we are in the same country, but customer expectations are a little bit different. Demographics are a little bit different. Taking Dubai as an example, Dubai is a discount-driven market. It's a heavily discount-driven market. Abu Dhabi and Riyadh are yet less discount-driven markets. As I mentioned, Dubai, it's more international, more nationalities, more expats are living in Dubai. So the new trends would grow faster and work faster in Dubai. However, the traditional F&B does very well in, for example, in Abu Dhabi, and the traditional type of food. There are exceptions here and there, of course, certain brands, but that's the difference between the two cities. Even in Dubai, between one zone and another zone, there are differences. There is an average check would change between, for example, Business Bay and Mirdif area. So up to that level, and even within the city, your average check would change. Customer expectations would change. Customer behavior, customer taste would change. In one area, you would sell more of a Arabic food, Indian food. In another area, no, it's more about healthy sushi, acai, and name it. In other residential areas, pizzas would do very well, for example, and so on and so forth. So all these, actually, this is data we build our decision on. Whenever we are going into a new kitchen or a new zone, before we decide on this new zone, do we want to be in this zone? Okay, why? Take the data, read the data, what the data tell us, what type of kitchens we need to have, size of kitchen you need to have, equipments you need to have, cuisines you need to have, average check, discount. So there's a lot of information and data need to be analyzed in our industry. Logistic wise, is it too much traffic lights, no traffic lights, is it traffic area, bikes can park, many, it's diversified.
And those logistics must have then increased and became even more of a challenge with COVID, I suppose. So tell me what that experience was like running the business.
No, like in Dubai with the logistics, we didn't find an issue. Aggregators, they found a little bit issue of in the logistics, in a way that during a certain time of the lockdown where delivery increased, but the access to new riders and bikes was not there. So that's why they started using cars, they started using Dubai Taxi, they started using Uber, they started using Careem to make delivery of food. So automatically they coped out, and because for us, we don't do logistics directly. It's through the aggregators. They do the logistics, but this is our experience with them. But it was kind of a challenging period that, especially when the metro was shut down and the public transportation was shut down, and like, as an industry, we are allowed to open, but employees, they cannot travel within the city, and then like we had to get certain permissions, get the buses, etc., to allow the employees to travel in the city between their accommodation and where they stay, and across our kitchens. Also, some of our restaurants are within hotels. I'll explain you about this in a minute. So also we some of the employees, we kept them inside the hotel, inside the hotel. So just like, take the elevator, go to work, take the elevator, go back to your room. So it was convenient. So we had to find out solutions here and there. But definitely the first couple of days when it was the pure lockdown, it was very challenging. But thanks God, the team did the work, and then we experienced like good increase in sales during the lockdown because everybody switched to delivery. And as I maybe mentioned before the lockdown, the cloud kitchens were considered something new, something trendy, something cool, something it's nice idea, etc. After the lockdown and the COVID and all these things, we became the solution. Cloud kitchens now are solution for F&B. Name it. Is it a restaurant or is it a hotel? As I mentioned, I will explain to you about the hotels model later. Restaurants, they want to expand and they want to generate an extra stream of revenue, right? But they don't have the capital to open in new locations. Maybe their existing it was inside office or a business district where offices were shut down. They want to go into a residential district. So instead of paying million or X dirham to set up a new location, cloud kitchen, less than 50K, you are there, you are open, you are operating and doing business. So we became a solution for these businesses to sustain their business and to generate this extra income. On the top of this, we just a couple of months, 2 months or so, we launched a new concept called the cloud franchise. Okay, the cloud franchise. The cloud franchise is, we were talking about the restaurants and how they could sustain their business by generating extra amount of money. For them as an ex-restaurant, it's like rent is being paid, employees are being paid, equipments are there, utilities are being paid, but utilization is like 30% or 40%, right? So what we tell these restaurants, come, I'll help you to make another 20 to 30% of utilization of your kitchen and generating extra amount of revenue at zero extra cost. How is like we franchise some of our brands, like one brand to this restaurant, one brand, so they would do delivery from their kitchen as well. So for him, he's utilizing the same equipment, the same stuff, the same utility, the same rent, the same location, but generating extra sales through making the delivery of the extra brand that we franchise to them. And now this is like a growing in the city. And thanks God, it's because all the restaurants, they need an extra revenue technically.
And is this what led you also into the hotel market then?
No, hotel market, we stepped inside the hotel market even before Corona. It was in October 2019, where we took over the first hotel. The hotel models, and after Corona, again, we became the solution. Like now, every day is like I'm visiting one or two hotels to check if what kind of business we can do with them. But technically, how the model works is we step inside this hotel, we take over the kitchen operation, and we use the kitchen for two things: hotel operation and cloud operation. The guest or the hotel, they would benefit from three main things. First, cut cost of kitchen operation and kit and staff. Two, generate extra income. Three, enhancing customer experience. Enhancing customer experience is how, when you are in the city stay hotels and the 4-star hotels, etc. In your room service menu or the dine-in menu, all-day dining, etc., you have this standard menu where a burger, a pizza, a sandwich, I don't know, a pasta, one grill, one steak sandwich, etc. However, when we step in and we come with our, depending on the hotel and the kitchen and the size, 10, 15, 20 brands, the hotel guests, they get benefit. How? we changed the room service menu and the all day menu to be from the 10 or the 15 or the 20 brands that we are operating from that particular hotel for delivery. So as a guest inside the hotel, now you have branded pizza, branded Lebanese, branded sushi, branded Thai, branded XYZ. So that model now is for us in UAE is growing really big. That, as I mentioned, now hotels are approaching us for this. As I mentioned, like almost every day, every other day, I visit hotel here and there to check the feasibility of the space and the kitchen along with the team. So yeah, again, it's a solution. We help hotels as well.
Amazing. And you've mentioned the expansion geographically, new brands. What are some of the real goals for the business over the next 12 months or so?
Look, the next 12 months would be further expansion in Riyadh, and it will be country number 3. So that's the target for the next 12 months.
Perfect. And what do you envisage the real challenges being, particularly when expanding internationally? What are the real hurdles there?
Look, for example, if you want to take Riyadh as an example now, the real challenge in Riyadh is labor. There's no much labor inside the city because what happened during the lockdown, they closed the restaurants or the F&B industry closed, hotels name it closed, and a lot of employees, they left the job and they left the country, right? Then after the lockdown, it opened, but it was very hard. It is very hard to bring employees back because still all this travel restrictions and airline restrictions and things like this. So that's one of the challenges that we face in Riyadh. However, with the help of our partners in Riyadh and the staff now, like we are almost done with this. But that was one of the most challenging parts for Riyadh.
And for those listening, where can they learn more about Food to Go?
foodtogome.com.